have you heard about the most recent Gucci controversy?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It was on Twitter, it was a hashtag, and it was on the timeline.
Did you watch the advert?
Yeah, I did, but not fully.
Yeah. What was your opinion on the advert?
I didn't really appreciate the fact that there were only like skinny models there, and there was hardly any interracial models over there.
What is your opinion on how they use skinny models rather than just, using all types of body types?
Just using skinny models doesn't really show the different types of people around the world. It only shows one type of people, and it's not really the normal form that humans are. More humans are more plus size than they are skinny.
So would you prefer to see skinnier models or bigger models in stuff like campaigns and TV shows maybe, or even like the advert?
I prefer to see more bigger models because there are different sizes of bigger models as well, instead of just skinny, which is just one size.
So as a whole, do you think the modelling industry is changing?
Yes and no, because there are more big plus size models coming into the industry and more skinny models are less.
So, Gucci have said that they use models who are, thin but not to use the word skinny. Do you think there's a difference between the two? Because they seem the same to me.
I think being skinny model skinny is more anorexic skinny, but being thin, you still have a bit of chubby on you as well.
Okay, so they've said that they use lighting and the things around it, decorations and everything, to make it look more idealistic and normal. Do you think it looks normal?
It does not look normal at all.
It doesn't, it's not flattering?
No.
No? So personally for you, you did some shoots in the past and you signed with the modelling agency. Are you still signed with them?
Oh no, I've left. I just wanted to focus on my education and just try a different path than just that agency. So I have moved on.
Was it the agency, or was it just, you just thought I need to start?
It was just my opinion. I just thought I need to start a new thing, and the agency was just not really what I wanted anymore.
So in the agency, did you see that they were using a certain type of look, like body image wise, or do you think they were trying to shift to modern? Do you think it's modern to use bigger models in industries?
Yeah, I do think it is more modern to use bigger models in the industry, because it just shows like what we are now in this world than just skinny models.
So overall, let's talk about size, like mannequins for example. You see a model wearing something in an advert and then you see it on a mannequin and then you try on you. Do you think the mannequins in TV adverts are ideal, like they reflect the true meaning of being a woman probably, yeah?
Mannequins are just one size. They're just normally always skinny, and there's never like a plus size mannequin. You hardly ever see that, or a short mannequin as well. So when I try on clothes that are on a mannequin, it's always either too big or too skinny or too baggy on me, because it's just one size that they're focused on.
Yeah, because the average UK size is 12 to 18, so it's a big gap between an 8. So do you see yourself going back into modelling?
Not really, not at this stage now, unless they start making changes, to be honest, and having more opportunities for plus size models and more plus size mannequins and stuff, then maybe I might consider it again.
Yeah, because what I've noticed, because I'm also signed with an agency, is that they want to label plus size models more. Do you think that was a big problem with your agency as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they rather want to use people for certain things rather than just using modelling in general. Yeah. Okay. So, as a whole, do you think the industry is definitely changing, or do you think it's going to be like this for a while before we see a big change in?
Yeah, I do think it's going to be like this for a while until we see a big change happening. Someone needs to make a difference.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Have you heard of the recent Gucci controversial advert?
I have, yes.
What did you think of it? Have you seen the advert? Like, what do you think of the advert?
Yeah, I think it's really bad that they use all of the skinny models in it and all the catwalk models. I think they don't really use any variety of models. I think it's quite limited in range, and I really think it's quite bad, to be honest.
Do you think they should have used, a variety of models rather than just skinny models?
Definitely. I think it's really hard to get into modelling as it is at the moment. Everyone just wants stick thin people who are edited and photoshopped, and it's really hard for people that actually have curves and a nice figure, normal looking. Well, I wouldn't use normal actually, because normal's such an overused word. No one is the classification of normal, but people don't usually look like that, like skinny, thin, edited, photoshopped, as you may call it. And I think they should use a wide variety of people in them. Skinny people, curvy people, everyone. And I think it's not really diverse, and also what gets me is, like, there's not really many people of different races either in it. There's a majority of white people, and I think there's only one mixed race girl in it as well.
Do you think it was right for them to ban the advert from TV ASA?
Definitely.
Why is that? Is it because of the whole thing of extremely skinny models being used?
I think it's the lack of diversity, really. I think it's okay to use people that are skinny, but it's not very fair for the people that aren't stick thin, and they'll look at that and feel bad about themselves half the time.
Do you think the industry is changing as a whole?
I do think it is changing. It's always been hard to find work within the industry if you haven't been a runway model, but now there's more opportunities. For example, like Dove, they use a wide variety of people that look completely different. They've got all shapes and sizes, colours, everything.
Everyone has said that they think the industry is changing, which is what you said. So, for you as a model who is signed in not a high-end agency, but in a good agency, do you think they are hiring a more diverse type of body type models, or do you think they're sticking to the mainstream type, like catwalk, runway, skinny, Gucci-like?
For me personally, I'm not in one of the top modelling agencies, I have to admit, but at the same time, they are quite limited in what they do hire. It's getting better, like we have a plus size section now, like we have all age ranges, see our website for more details. But no, I do think it's getting better, but as you go up the levels, the higher you go, the more limited it becomes, the more catwalk-like you want your models to be, skinnier, more, like, I don't know, less flaws.
So you said about the different sections, they have categories. Do you think it's okay to have categories when it comes to stuff like high-end or even normal, modelling agencies? Do you think they should mix it or just stick to the different categories?
Well, I think a model's a model. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you can do the same job as someone else, you can do the same job as someone else. I know that they categorise plus size and models differently, and I think it's outrageous actually now that people are categorised from size 12 and upwards as being plus size. Since when has a size 12 been a plus size? If you're size 8, you're categorised as a normal model. All of a sudden it jumps up. You're only a tiny little bit bigger or curvier in some places, and all of a sudden you're plus size. It's outrageous. You should be a model. I think also it's quite bad that people are judged on their height as well now. If you're short, you're seen as unfit to be a model. If you're tall, you're perfect and ideal.
So in stores, in the UK, the average size is 12 to 18. Modelling industry-wise, it's plus size. Do you think there should be more of a link between the two, like say, you know, make it more normal in the modelling industry that you're plus size, as is plus size, as they say, but it's just average. Do you think they should mix it up or just...
I think they should get rid of plus size altogether. If you're going to be a size 14, a size 16 or anything, you should just be a model. You categorise as a woman instead. Like, fair enough if you want to have people coming into your store who want to buy your products, you obviously want to display them very well, but that doesn't mean that you have to have a stick thing mannequin or pictures of tiny little skinny waisted sick thin girls up on your walls displaying your clothing. That's not what they're going to look like in your clothing, obviously. So you want to show it in real life on someone that's an average sized human. I know people will be skinnier and people will be bigger than models, it's always going to be like that, but definitely have that diversity in places.
So what is your overall opinion of the whole Gucci advert as a whole and the industry?
For the Gucci advert, I think they were right to get rid of it. I'm appalled to be a model and to look at that, to be honest. It's kind of a disgrace, and it's upsetting for me for when I tell people, oh yeah, I'm a model, and they look at me and think, no, you're not stick thin, you can't walk down a runway and pull off all of them stilettos and the tiny little shorts that they've got on. But modelling isn't about that, and I do think the industry's changing. I think people are being accepted more, and it's really about who you are and getting that across, that you don't have to change to be photographed and to be beautiful. And I think that's really important for people to know. So yeah, that's really all of it.
In a recent Gucci catwalk show, one of the creators, or should I say clothes makers for Gucci, said that, you know, it's not their fault that they have an idea of art in their mind, they make it, and only slim or normal sized models can fit into them. What do you think about that?
It's rubbish. They can always make clothes bigger than they actually are. They have size guides, they have like things that they can mark out for different size of shorts. They make different size clothing all of the time. Why can't they just make some shorts that are a little bit bigger? It's rubbish.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.